Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 20 of Civilization 6 as Australia. Quite a long episode last time because I got caught up in a little naval battle that I was getting quite excited about. We've managed to severely reduce any problems that we might be getting from Saladin in the future. We've taken Cairo and Mecca, managed to liberate a city as well, so that's given us a massive production bonus for 20 turns now. We have ourselves a tank that has a promotion, actually. Do you? No? It's just because you can pillage. I can't see the pillage action. Let's move you here, and then we can go and promote you. And we'll start moving you over here so you can get out of Scythia's territory before she starts moaning. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and move some of our units away from... where's the aircraft carrier? Away from her borders before she really gets upset. And everyone else will just kind of leave around here. They're not really much of a problem. Arkan, you can get medieval walls. Yay. You don't have ancient walls yet, though. So how does that work then? You don't have ancient walls. I'm sure you do have ancient walls, but you can't produce medieval walls. This game does some really weird things sometimes. We can go for the Hermitage, actually. It's not bad. We can't work on any more space stuff at the moment. That's a crappy tile, so we'll go ahead and replace that. Especially while we're getting all this production bonus from the Liberation. You have finished building a nuclear device. Let's go ahead and get a helicopter. They can be useful. We need some more traders, actually, as well. All of you guys are just going to basically either go to sleep or go on to alert now. Because, you know, the war is over, man. Steel tech boost, 74% chance. Let's see if we can pull that off. How is America doing on culture? They're still only about a third of the way there. So I'm not terribly concerned. I still think we're going to beat him. And we're also about to get some artifacts. So Barbarossa is the only option we have for that one. So we need to dig a few more things up. Might even need another museum here and there. You want uranium, aluminium... Oh, you want your spy back now. And you're offering me furs, 1 gold a turn, and iron. You can go and stuff off. That's not happening. That is not happening at all. Arabia has made friends with Greece. Arabia's denouncing Spain. Spain's denouncing Greece. Claim a great person. We've got another admiral. Don't really need an admiral, but fine, we'll take it. Perth has finished an airport, so it gives you some more production. Go ahead and get the zoo. Geelong, we would like you to... Oh, so we'll get a stadium. Let's start getting all this happiness where we can. Cologne. You don't have an amphitheatre. There's nothing else useful that you can work on right now, is there? No, so go for the amphitheatre, and then we might actually go ahead and get another archaeological museum there. Cairo, you can work on stock exchange, because I do like money. You can just go to sleep. Right, now we're going to try and get you up and around here and out, and we might even take that barbarian camp as we go. Right, you guys should all just be on alert. Alert or asleep, or one or the other, I don't care. Just stop telling me that you need to do stuff. Let's go and grab this one. And then we've got a great merchant, I think, that we can use. We should move him down to Arkan in anticipation, actually. I can't remember what... Was it a scientist? It's a scientist, isn't it? Can't remember what it does. Let's transfer you down to Arkan. Choose a production in Cologne. Let's go ahead and work on that archaeological museum. So, are we actually... let's get you up there. Yeah, I thought we might have these guys. Actually, Arabia's trying to deal with them. Yeah, it's an inland sea, it's a lake, we can't get to it. Now, if I want to quickly have a look and just check on my production anywhere. Citizen growth, where's my production? Production is... Let's see my production listing. Districts and buildings, wonders, trading posts, industrial zone. I'm seeing it now, is it here? There we go. 73 from work tiles, 10 from buildings, 1 from districts, 4 towards buildings, 120 from modifiers. So it must be in that modifiers. We're getting 120% production boost from modifiers. So that's nice. The Eiffel Tower will be done in 5 turns. Project Ivy will be done in 1 turn. You go ahead and pick that up. Against Barbarossa, we didn't even really get the choice on that one. Now, how does these theming bonuses work again? Artifacts of the same era and from different civilizations. And we've got the same civilization in different eras, which is annoying, but fine. Being denounced again by Gorgo. That is perfectly acceptable. We're working on composites. We could boost that if we own 3 tanks, but... Do you know what? No, we haven't got the money. I was just saying we've got the money to build 3 tanks, but we really don't. As it's my turn, let's just go in and steal that, and we'll just heal them until fortified and let those guys do the work. Choose the production down here in Perth. Let's go ahead and get that stadium. And Melbourne has finished its power plant, so that's more production again. Could get us... Well, we don't really need another spaceport. There's only one part that we still need to build, really. Let's go ahead and get another theatre square. Let's do it on that tile. The only reason I'm thinking about doing this is potentially we might need to stave off a cultural victory, but I don't think we will. I think we'll be alright. Repair the harbour. So go ahead and do that. You are going to, I guess, try and steal tech. You are going to gain sources. We'd like to try and steal some great works from you if we can get away from it. So, what was your ability again? Gain 350 science for every artifact in the city. All artifacts in all your cities gain 300% of their normal tourism. Nice. I'm not going to use him yet, though. We want to make sure that we get all 3 artifacts in there first. I need to find another artifact that I can dig up, actually. So we've got 1 there and we've got 1 there. Well, they're all going to take roughly the same length of time to get to, so we'll go and grab that one. So we probably won't get the theming bonus, but that doesn't matter too much. Might also be worth picking up the other one first. So you're attacking my tank, are you? Instead of attacking Arabia's mechanized infantry. Well, that's fair.
Distracted from distraction.
Let's go and wipe you out. So we get to choose a new civic. I'm not even really all that bothered anymore. Let's just go into globalization. That'll backfill in a few things. Right, so we can get that already. That's great. Let's go ahead and excavate that. Again, it's Barbarossa, which is not fantastic. But that does mean now we can go and pop this guy. Like I said, we could wait until we've got our archaeologist over here and get more tourism, but we don't really need tourism. We're not trying to get a culture victory. We need more culture because we're trying to stop them getting one. So I'm just going to go ahead and... apparently I can't even use this guy's ability now. It disappeared. There it is. So 350 science. I assume we've got stuff queued up. Yeah, because we're queued into nanotechnology. And just to make sure, we'll just queue up into future tech after that as well. And we'll go ahead and pop you. So there's composites done. So we'll go on to the next turn.
Using its materials in the construction of hell.
7 turns away from completing the Hermitage. 1 away from getting the Archaeological Museum there. Really? You're attacking me with a Ranger? How many units have you got down here, Gorgo? I mean, I know they're all religious units, but oh my. We wouldn't even win that. I'm just going to pull back to my own territory and heal up. There's no point taking that on. It's a complete waste of time. Let's go ahead and... I don't even know what we want to get here. Let's go and work on a thermonuclear device, because why not? We're 2 turns away from nanotechnology. Let's go ahead and get the broadcast centre in Cologne. Yeah, we still don't have the stadium. Can we not build a stadium here? No, because we don't even have an entertainment complex here. So there was somewhere else that we were intending to go and build that. Anywhere else that we'd like to go and get something from? Not really, I don't suppose it matters. I guess we'll just sort of stack upon Jerusalem here. Okay, so, providing this video doesn't run overly long like most of my others do, we've got 10 minutes left. We've got 2 turns remaining to get nanotechnology. So it's all going to come down to how long it will take us to get the final building constructed. Let's go and work on the stadium down here. Cairo, you can work on a military academy because I've got nothing else for you to do. And you are going to... We'll just actually upgrade you and then we'll deal with you after that. Mains, you're going to go back to counter-spying. And you're going to work on counter-spying on our rocketry. Now, Mains is about to finish the Eiffel Tower, which is perfect timing. Because we'll have also finished nanotechnology. Which means that we can then start... Oh, what Palenque's got... Is it Palenque that's spawning these barbarians? I haven't noticed that they're spawning in my territory. I mean, there is one here. It didn't come up with a message. I mean, my cities are all happy. These are Palenque's barbarians. Palenque have got some serious happiness
I ought
issues.
to be jealous of the tower. She is more famous than I am.
I love how we've got Big Ben, Ruhr Valley, and the Eiffel Tower all pretty much right next to each other. And you can't see it yet because the camera hasn't rotated far enough, but we've got Petra over here as well. So that's nice. Yeah, Petra's down here. So let's go ahead and deal with these guys if we can. We do have a missile cruiser over here, which will actually make the light work of those. So we're now working on future tech. We need to choose our production. Perth, I'm not all that bothered what you do. Go and build a thermonuclear device because they're fun. Mains, you are going to work on launching Mars hydroponics. In 10 turns, we have won this game unless anybody else can win in 10 turns, and I don't think anybody can. So what's going to happen now is you're going to see me just basically queuing lots of stuff up that I don't really care about. Let's go and build a spaceport here. We don't need it, but it means I won't have to be bothered by that for 10 turns. You can heal up. So we've pretty much got this in the bag. Again, for the record, like I said at the beginning of this series, this is on an well, it's not an easy difficulty. It's above standard. It's on King. I have beaten Civilization 6 on Emperor before. Civilization 5 I can beat on Deity. And as I've said time and time again, I don't like playing them on the high difficulties because while I can win, I don't enjoy it. I feel like I'm playing against somebody who's cheating, and I feel that you have to play in a very rigid way. Certainly you have to do in Civilization 5. You end up basically playing in a manner that means you... just what rocketry. You end up playing in a manner that means you pretty much have to just play one style to be effective, and I don't like that. And as I said again at the beginning of this series, I hadn't played Civilization 6 for a fair bit of time. They'd also made some changes to the way that things worked, and it's a new civilization, so I thought, well, I'm going to drop back down to an easy... I know I've beaten it on Emperor. I did struggle a little bit. I know I've beaten it on Emperor. We'll bring it down a level just so that I can get back into the game. But, and I've mentioned this before, and I still believe it's true. No matter how many changes they make to Civilization 6, it always seems to have the same problem. It doesn't matter what difficulty you play the game on. The game is won or lost in those first sort of like 50 to 100 turns. If you end up starting your game and you are next to a few barbarian camps, or you're next to a particularly aggressive civilization, like, always forget his name, Gilgamesh. If you start next to somebody like that, you're probably going to have a bad game. Because there's a good chance you'll get an early declaration of war. And because the AI starts off with an advantage over you in terms of production and tech anyway, you're going to find that it's quite difficult to deal with. And if you end up starting... yeah, sure. If you end up starting next to 2 or 3 barbarian camps, you tend to end up spending a lot of your resources trying to clear those barbarians. So you seriously end up getting behind. But if you start with an isolated start, and you actually manage to get your first 3 or 4 cities out without being attacked, and you know, you can spend your production on what you want to spend your production on,
lines of the fight for culture,
then you'll find that you can probably win on any difficulty level.
Of the fight against platitudes and primitiveness.
The AI in Civilization 6 is still really bad at combat. It's still not very good at upgrading its units. It's not very good at using the units it has effectively. Just like Civilization 6, it is still absolutely terrible when it comes to dealing with its navy. So providing you survive long enough to actually catch up a little bit with the AI, then you are usually in a good spot to win. So we're just building thermonuclear devices everywhere now. I'm just doing this to keep cities busy, because I don't want to have to keep going through every city on every turn and telling them what I want them to do. Gorgo's now calling me a coward. This is the thing, to keep Gorgo happy, you pretty much have to be attacking somebody every couple of turns. And she denounced me anyway, so it doesn't make any difference at all. So what we want to do is keep our eye on main. We are 6 turns away. Not sure how many turns we've got left on our bonus production, but hopefully a fair few. So there we go. It looks like we've got a lot of stuff done now. Yeah, we'll do that, sure. See, 1 minute she's disrespecting me, and everyone's denounced me. We're denounced by every single AI. I don't think I've ever finished a game of Civilization 6 where I haven't ended by being denounced by all of the AI. It is just completely ridiculous. Yeah, I was going to say we've probably got a few trade routes to spare, because I saw we got these 2 trading posts here, so let's get those guys going again. So we've now got some thermonuclear devices, so if it looks... I really don't think America's going to be able to win in like 3 turns. I think he's far too far behind for that to happen. Let's just have a double check just to be sure. Yeah, he's not even halfway yet, so we've got this in the bag. I don't think there's anything else that can happen here that'll let somebody else win. Right, so let's queue you up for that. Literally just going through the motions now to get to the end. 3 more turns. 3 more turns and we've got this down. America is trading with Scythia. Don't care about that all that much. It is possible if our production bonus runs out that whatever we've got remaining will double, but I think we'll be fine. Just going to pick a random tech there that's going to take more turns than our production so that I don't have to micromanage it. Someone's declared war on somebody. Preslav's declared war on Harold. Not bothered about that. America has heard what? That's probably more of an issue with the mod that I'm using than anything else. Just keep building nukes. You've got a promotion. I don't even care. This should be the win. As soon as this turn resolves... This should be it. There we go. A smashing victory. And 10 Commandments. I'm not sure which one that is. I have to look that one up.
Much as our ancestors did ages ago, we thrust forward into the unknown. The first pioneers set forth on an uneasy course. And yet once again did our people thrive. Now, under your leadership, we plot a new course and make another world our own.
It's really hard to hear Sean Bean's narration on that, but it's like you turn the volume down on the cutscenes, and it turns the cutscene music and the cutscene voiceover down, because the music drowns him out anyway. So much as our ancestors did ages ago, we thrust forward into the unknown. The first pioneers set forth on an easy course, yet once again our people thrive. I'm quite happy with how that all turned out. We started off, our culture really got up there. What do I want to have a look at? Science is the important thing. Yeah, science we were always ahead of, because we sort of aimed for that. Food and production. Now then. Are we going to see this? Culture, gold, science, score, districts. We not see food and production on this. Well, that's awful, isn't it? Population. Culture, faith, gold, science. No, that's a little bit unfortunate. So where's all the useful information? I want to know how much production I was churning out. Total wars declared. Looks like the AI actually were declaring some wars. That makes a change. So they weren't necessarily declaring wars against each other. Cities captured. Total cities captured. So I captured most of the cities. It is actually nice to see a few wars going on between the AI. That hasn't happened for a while. Most of the games of Civilization 6 that I've played, the AI does occasionally declare war on each other, but it's very rare that I see the AI take a city from one another. They'll take a city from the player, but I think this is one of the first games I actually remember seeing the AI actually take another AI city, not counting city-states, of course. But anyway, that was Civilization 6 as Australia. I actually quite like them. I think they're a very powerful nation. The fact that they get extra housing for starting on the coast is really, really powerful and strong. Those outback stations, okay, you don't get them until partway through the game, but they really do make useless tiles good, and they make some good tiles absolutely fantastic. You saw how much production and food we were getting off a few desert tiles just for having Petra in there as well. So you get a relatively close to a desert start with Australia and get Petra in that city, especially if you also get the pyramids as well. That is going to be absolutely fantastic. Spam those outback stations. Make sure they're all adjacent to each other because they get adjacency bonuses. Hopefully you've got some pastures around them as well. And you're just going to put out so much production and so much food. Yeah, I really, really think they're a strong civilization. I know they've already had a little bit of a nerf. They've had the bonuses reduced that they get to the adjacency of certain... how do I explain this? Basically, the adjacency bonuses on certain districts are increased if the tile they're built on has a certain amount of appeal by +2 and +4, which was reduced to +1 and +3. So it's already had a slight nerf, but I wouldn't be surprised if the outback stations get a nerf at some point as well. But thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed Civilization 6. I will see you on the next video, and until then, goodbye for now.